Hey everyone, Lacey Pruitt here. Welcome to this 20-minute aerial yoga practice. I'm going to take you through some of my favorites. So if you have a hammock at home, let's get started. Let's start in bucket. Gather up 8 or 9 handfuls in your hands. 1, 2, 3, hop into your hammock. Take a moment and a few breaths just to center yourself for our practice. I set an intention for us today to have fun and courage. Reach up above your head when you're ready. Extend out into a twist to the right. Opening up either side of your hands, reaching to the ends. Let's inhale, switch to the other side. Twisting from your core. Detoxifying, opening up the body. Reach up above your head and let's come into our first back bend. So go easy with yourself. Let the fabric just slide down your spine. Your lower body can be in the hammock if you'd rather. Just kick your heels into the fabric. Otherwise, the fabric's just laying behind your knees. Clasp your hands underneath your body. Open up your heart. Just breathe. Feel the decompression in your spine all the way from your neck to your glutes. And now we'll bring ourselves up. Cover up your entire body, head to your feet. Cocoon pose. And now we'll move side to side, opening up the side body left and right. You're making a banana shape with your body, left and right. Expanding as much as you would like, opening up your rib cage. Beautiful. Now bring yourself back up to bucket. Let's bring our feet into the hammock so your lower body is covered. Just pull the fabric above your feet. And then pike your feet above your head. Slide up into your shoulder stand. So the fabric's behind your neck. Your head is out. You can close your eyes. It should feel the decompression in your spine. And maybe you do some conditioning. Lower your hips, lifting them back up multiple times. Getting that core work in. Squeezing on your way up. Now extend your feet all the way in front of you, making your body horizontal to the floor. Maybe you kick one foot out to your mat. Get a little hamstring stretch. Just make sure you do both sides before you flip back up into cocoon. Just breathe. Gather your thoughts. Or gather no thoughts at all. You're completely held by your hammock. And now we'll come back into bucket seat. Lower the fabric all the way down to your lower hips. So not your lower back, not your bottom. When you're ready, fall backwards, backward inversion. Feet go wide. The hammock is locked in your hips. Grab your elbows. Just hang. You can lock your toes in if you want to the fabric. Sometimes that makes people feel a little bit more comfortable. Make sure that you're on your lower hips, not your lower back, not your glutes. Should feel amazing. This is one of my favorite postures. You can spin around if you want. Go easy with yourself. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes you just rather would not spin. Take a moment, enjoy the inversion. Spinal decompression happening. Maybe walk your hands up on your mat. Open up your front body. Open up your chest, your heart, your core, your hip flexors. Sway side to side. Just really feel this out. Feel the freedom that comes with your hammock. Now release one of your feet to the back of your body, coming into Gazelle, and pressing through your foot into your hands. You feel a good quad stretch. Make sure you do both sides. Stretching out both quads, Such a more fun way to stretch than just there on your mat. Moving around as much as you want. Wrap both feet back up into your fabric when you're ready. Maybe just grab a good inversion for a few moments, just because you can. Some of the best benefits of this practice is the decompression of your spine. When you're ready, engage your core. Reach up above your feet as quick as you can. Pull yourself up to what we call Tinkerbell. You're sitting in the sky, flexing your feet, bringing your feet to your core, just hanging out in the sky, holding on with both hands. You can come into a back bend. Just flip your grip. Elbows come to the front. Lean forward to your heart's content. Open up to a back bend. Back bends keep us young. So I try to do back bends in each one of my classes. So good for your spine, your entire skeletal system. And when you've had enough, just come back into the fabric. Maybe take a moment and just sit. Then release yourself back to that backward inversion. Lock your toes in, enjoy what you want to, and then pull yourself back up to bucket. So if you're new, go as slow as you can to avoid any kind of dizziness or nausea. Okay, now we're going to go through a leg series. We're going to cover our left leg with the fabric. Just put your heel into the fabric, shimmy the fabric other way up to your hip crease. If you have a splits practice, you may want to lean forward, open up your groin area, your inner thigh, your hamstrings. Just work on that splits practice here with the fabric. So good for you. If you don't have a splits practice, you're just going to do a forward fold over that wrapped leg, open up your hip flexor, open up your hamstring. Now we're going to come into floating pigeon. So bend your knee. Swim through the hole you created in your fabric. Both of your shoulders are in front. Reach around, tuck your bottom, grab your right foot. Extend out. Now you can press out through your mat if you want to. Come into flying pigeon and just fly around, but you are getting a left glute stretch and a quad stretch in your back leg, hamstring stretch in your left leg. And plus, it's just fun to fly around. You can wrap up into Lotus. We call this floating Lotus. Open up your glutes. I could sit here forever. Yeah, maybe close your eyes. Have a mindfulness moment. As you're swaying through the air, feel that weightlessness. It's so nice to be without gravity for a few moments throughout your day. And open up opposite the way that you came in. So just pull your leg out. We'll put the other leg in. Do the same thing on the other side. Shimmy all the way up to your hip crease. Open up your inner thigh, your groin, stretching out your entire lower body before we come into flying pigeon. Take a breath, take 2 breaths, exhale everything out. This helps your body open up and you get more flexible with practice. Now we'll come into flying pigeon, bending your knee, swimming through the hole you created. Open up to a capital T, arms out to either side. Be sure to tuck your bottom and then fly away. Grab that back foot. Press your heel to your glute as much as makes sense to your quad. Feel that separation and that stretch of your glute. Flying around, maybe flying Lotus again, crossing your feet, hands at heart center or on your knees, just relaxing. Feeling the comfort and the protection of the hammock. Beautiful, guys. When you're done, step out. Bring yourself back out the opposite way that you came in. And then we'll go to our leg series, coming into Warrior One first. Sinking down into your Warrior One. Back heel is firm on the mat. Holding your Warrior One as long as it makes sense to you. And then extending out into Warrior Two. You're in charge and the hammock is holding you up, protected, so you can play and see where your body wants to go. And after Warrior Two, we're going to bring our hammock back down to our heel, flip your foot around, coming into Dancer, your Dancer pose. Opening up that little back bend again. I love the back bends. And gently letting go of your hammock, finding your Warrior Three. Reaching to the front, pressing through your foot into the hammock. Your right foot is anchored down on your mat. Holding what you have. Bringing your foot back around. And gently releasing it. We'll come to the other side, starting from the beginning. So aerial yoga is an extension of the mat yoga practice. Both are necessary to extend and expand your yoga practice. You can get deeper into some of the postures because you can lean in to the fabric. It's so good for you, and it'll also expand your mat practice. So the next time you go to your mat yoga, you might notice that you're a little bit more flexible. You can sink down further into some postures. You can reach and lift and extend a little bit more. And that's the beauty of the aerial yoga practice. And this workout is focused on extension and separation of your ligaments, your tendons, your vertebrae. But I'll load another aerial yoga practice that'll focus a little bit more on conditioning, so you can get a resistance workout and a pretty aggressive muscle workout with the aerial yoga silks. It's definitely an overall workout. Coming into Warrior Three now, reaching and extending, pressing through the fabric. And this time we're going to anchor our hands onto the mat. And we're going to come into floating plank. Both feet are in the hammock. And we're going to work on our core, some of that conditioning work I just previewed, squeezing in your knees to your chest, left and right if you want to work your obliques, or just right in the middle, squeezing your knees into your chest. Take what you need and then drop to your right knee. Open up your left hip flexor. And then let's go again, putting both of your feet into the hammock, working on your pikes. So shoulders over wrists and hips over shoulders, pressing in, pressing out. And then you can play. You can come into a full headstand, or maybe you want to just work on your pikes. Maybe you want to work on your feet going above your hips. Wherever your work is, just know that you're protected by the fabric, and you can always come out of it when you're ready. This is just going to help you get into that handstand and that headstand in your mat practice. So another way, if you're a little intimidated to go into an inversion while you're in a packed mat class, aerial yoga is a way to come into inversions, come into headstands, come into handstands, in a more protective way. Take what you need and we'll come back up. And let's work with our forward inversion first. So low and tight across the hips. Just plant your hands on your mat, open up wide, and let's tick-tock side to side, just opening up the hips, moving side to side, keeping your feet wide. Some of you may want to spin all the way around. Some of you may want to do limited motion and just enjoy the inversion. Either way, there's something for everybody here. When you're ready, maybe reach back behind you, lock in your toes, open up that front body again. You're protected, you're safe. Try to relax your neck. I'm bad about holding out my neck. Make sure you release your neck to your mat. And let's try to balance on our hips. So hip balances are the foundational posture for many aerial yoga tricks. So see what you can do here. Engage your core, hold yourself up, and if you fall, guess what? No worries. Work on your back strength, pull yourself back up. Finding that sweet spot of balance on your hips. It gets kind of fun and addicting. It's okay to laugh. It's a fun practice. All right, coming into backpack. Flip the fabric around low and tight across your hips. Coming back into a backward inversion, we're going to crochet our legs all the way up. Press through your feet and then press your hands through your mat. You're in a handstand. And now maybe engage all your leg muscles, flex your feet, grab your elbows, just hang out. Double check your neck. Make sure it's relaxed. Maybe move side to side, left and right, yes and no. You should feel that decompression in your neck. We can come into Gazelle, using the fabric as a rope again. Maybe you grab back with two hands. Open up your heart. Open up your chest muscles. We'll make sure and do both sides too. So rewrap one leg and unwrap the other one. Getting that good quad stretch. If you run or cycle, those quad stretches are wonderful. Engage your core, pull yourself up into floating straddle. Lean one shoulder through the front, lock your hammock into your back knee, and just enjoy the inversion. And when you're done, open up, crochet your feet one more time, come back up to floating straddle, try the other shoulder, and come back down. Hanging to your heart's content, locking in your toes for a little extra support. When you lock the fabric behind your knee, that's going to keep you secure and protected. When you've had enough, just come back up as slow as you can and hang your shoulders over the fabric right there in backpack. Maybe sway side to side. Maybe take a little bit of a breather if you have any dizziness or nausea. Sometimes it takes a while for the body to get used to the inversions. Maybe press through the front, open up your heart. And then when you're ready, maybe bend your knees and press through your feet, headed to the back as well. Your thoracic spine will love this. Maybe sway side to side if you want to or need to, if that feels good. Maybe opening up your side body one more time. You can actually spin all the way around here, but just go easy with yourself and the movement. There's so much freedom using the fabric. It's one of my favorite things about it. And so coming into chair pose, And just sitting in chair for a moment and then coming up to standing. Your hands are going to be out in a capital T position. Wrap your arms twice around. Reach up pretty high. And with your hands protected, you can check yourself again. The fabric's going to protect you. And then you can engage your core and do more conditioning with your core. Maybe the knees come to your chest. Maybe you kick up and one foot might reach the fabric. Maybe both feet might eventually meet the fabric. Maybe you can slide your feet all the way up the fabric and hang upside down in pencil. From pencil, you can work on your splits. You can extend your feet out. You can work on your balance, engaging the core the entire time. Try it a few times, and you'll see how strong you get in a little amount of time. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Come back and join me soon for more fun on your mat or in your aerial hammock. Namaste.